former U.S. Navy surface warfare and explosive ordnance disposal officer, former Marine infantryman, and founder and CEO of the MacArthur Group, Tom Sauer. Tom, thanks so much for joining us again. What are you watching now most closely in the Straits?
Hey, thanks for having me back, Matt. Hey, one of the things I'm really looking at is to see, here's a couple of things that we do know. Now, even though the United States hasn't declared it yet officially, we do know that there's a safe path for shipping to go through. That does not mean the entire strait is clear of mines, but that means from a mining perspective, my former line of work of explosive ordnance disposal, we wouldn't be inviting other ships to go through a certain lane, let alone putting our own ships at risk. So that means that the Navy OD and our mine countermeasures assets has, at the very least, confirmed a cleared straight path. Now, that's not a declaration from the United States, but that's just obvious from the behavior. Next thing I think as well is that part of Project Freedom isn't simply about having, getting all the shipping out. It's also meant to, let's be honest, probably provoke the IRGC Navy and to get them to do something stupid. And they've done a little bit of it. We want to draw them out. Most of the IRGC Navy's fleet of fast boats, Gashti class fast attack boats, have already been sunk or destroyed. And, they had hundreds, about, I think, 500 before this conflict happened. Now we saw a handful go out and none went back because we took them all out. So I think a lot of this could be about determining where they're coming from. They're in hiding in little caves and coves everywhere, determining where they're from, taking them out, taking out the source, and really drawing out what is left of the SEPA Navy, the IRGC Navy, and drawing them out and taking them out. So I think that's really a win-win scenario in many ways for President Trump, is because he's either going to provoke more hostilities, which means he gets to destroy them even more, or he has to allow shipping to go through and to violate Iran's own self-declared closure of the Strait.
Tom, you know who is not super excited about provoking Iran's hostility? The South Koreans, who had their vessel. It looks like some provoked hostility right there. Here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to rank, stack the risk profile that you see right now if you're assessing the fast boat capability of the Iranians, the mine capability, and then the air drone capability. Because you really opened my eyes when you noted, we haven't found a single mine. No mine has blown up a commercial vessel to date. And that makes me think that these fast boats, and particularly some of the aerial assets, might be more troubling from a risk profile standpoint.
Yeah, I think that's true. If I were to rack and stack, I would say I would put the highest risk is going to be from drones or some sort of ASCM, anti-ship cruise missile, either Charlie 802 or a CM803, which, those could be a real threat. And I think some were fired, but, it's lousy Chinese technology. I would say the threat after that could be a mine threat. That's just because, hey, mines are cheap. They're easy to deploy, even though they probably have very few, if any, left. And they're hard to find. They're patient because they'll wait forever. And then I'd say the next threat after that would be the Gashti boats, which is really, these are Boston whalers with outboard motors. And, you might be able to mount, a Dishka, which is like, a small machine gun, or maybe some RPGs on it. But I mean, that's not going to do anything against a tanker, or let alone a Navy warship. So, I think that would be the real threat, is really the drones or anything coming from the air, what little they have left.
And what is the best countermeasure our Navy has to fight that which you've identified as the most significant threat?
The most significant threat we definitely have right now, we're employing directed energy weapons, and we've got a few electronic warfare weapons we can counter them with. And we've got, even some of our Apaches have some anti-drone capability for the slow-moving ones. But we do have, for when it comes to anti-ship
But it's an electronic warfare mission, it sounds like. That defensive capability is going to be in the electronic warfare space. I want to get back to the mines briefly. Yeah. Does Iran know where they are? Are these mines, do they have the functionality where Iran knows where they are? And if Iran could track them, is there an electronic warfare component where we could hack into that monitoring and find them ourselves?
Now, when you do legal mining, you are supposed to keep track of them. You mark them so you know where they are, so that the idea being after hostilities, you could go get them. But then, of course, what the Iranians are doing when it comes to mining is by no means legal. They're also mining international waters, which you can't do that either. So given the fact, you got to consider that they were probably just kicking these off the side of one of these Gashti boats. They most likely don't know where they are, or if somebody did know where they are, they're now dead. So we're probably not going to be able to find them. So it really just going to come down to the hunting capability. Because let's say even if you did get a hold of, let's say that information existed, you had a hold and you knew where, or at least you know where the Iranians think they put all the mines. You can't bet your ass on that, right? You still have to hunt and clear no matter what. You've got to clear everything there is.
Some of the left-wing media are freaking out over this new contract between us at OANN and YouTube TV.
It's dangerous that One American News is being platformed on such a large digital streaming pay TV provider. You're freaking out about the fact that people have choice. People can't be allowed to hear what they have to say. OAN is not the only channel on YouTube TV. There's dozens of them. So if you don't like what's being said here, we hope you stay, but there's many other things going on in the world. This is how the left operates, Alicia. They operate in censorship. Mm-hmm. They don't believe in choice and letting people do their own homework. This is the way the authoritarian left works. They don't believe in choice because they don't like the fact that we don't live in the 1960s anymore with 3 networks and your local newspaper.
We have to respect freedom of the press, the First Amendment, free speech. Remember that.
I want to begin tonight by welcoming and thanking all of our new viewers on YouTube TV. Overnight, One American News welcomed a potential 9.4 million new viewers on YouTube TV. So on behalf of everyone here at OAN, welcome to One American News. We are incredibly excited to have you.
This will allow all YouTube TV subscribers to enjoy 16 hours of live news coverage every single day, as well as all of AWE's lifestyle, travel, and family programming, and it will be available in YouTube TV's baseline package. Now, the Vice President and Global Head of Media at YouTube, Justin Connolly, said this about it. Our goal has always been to provide our subscribers with a wide range of content, which is why we're excited to bring One American News to YouTube TV. This partnership gives One American News access to our growing audience, while also giving our subscribers even more choice when it comes to news and entertainment. And we here at The Real Story are extremely grateful for the opportunity to now reach a wider audience. And we're also grateful for the time you give us each and every single day. And we're excited for the future at this amazing network.